if the government can work with certain NGOs, begin to set these vocational institutes to be on board and then create system for grants. You have a business, you want to start up a business, you can't walk up to bank without having your father's late grandfather, dead grandfather, and all the verifications you need to go through, and after that they will ask you how many property do you have to liquidate into their
what is your tax revenue,
what is your tax revenue, what do you have in
a person that needs money to start a business.
Somebody starting a business who just graduated from a school, and he wants to venture into becoming an entrepreneur. You are asking that person for a property worth 50 million in exchange for a capital size to invest in the business. Now we need to,
that is illusion.
There need to be a balance. There needs to be a balance. Whilst you're teaching people out of school, create a bank where funding can come in. It's not like Nigerians are not talented. It's not like Nigerians are not industrious. We are, but we don't have access to certain level of funding.
Information.
Somebody who is qualified for something should be given that thing.
You practice the reward system until the reward system now makes you to read even without the reward system.
Perfect.
So I have many questions to ask, but I think we should just end it today.
Right,
but don't forget, I will beat you in the next fight.
There's no problem.
Welcome. I am Light Africa, and today we have CFO Uba Francis. Uba Francis is a real estate consultant, and today's interview is amazing. We are going to be asking ourselves questions, so I think you should start first. Right. Yeah, we'll be asking ourselves questions. Uba Francis will be asking me a question, and I also will be asking him question. So please, if this is your first time tuning to Light Africa Studio, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So sir,
all right, thank you very much for this opportunity. By the way, we've been far more than being friends. We've migrated to a relationship where it looks like we are now brothers.
Yes.
So of course, I've seen you over the years, and I like what you do. I love your tenacious spirit and all. But by the way, I would like to ask, behind closed door, what gives Light Africa the motivation to be Light Africa?
Or the motivation to be Light Africa. The number one goal of Light Africa is to transform every life. So, you see, I was 14 when I actually learned how to read and write. So I believe there are millions of people out there who are even 18, 20 who do not know how to read and write. I don't know if you understand me. There are millions of people out there who are above 18, 20, 25, 30, 40 who need to learn how to read and write. So the same transformation that I undergo, I believe everyone needs to get that transformation.
Wait. You were 14
yes, when
you learned how to read and write.
Yeah.
All right. I imagine, I want to ask, what is the trauma? Wasn't that period traumatic for you to, being among people who could read and write? What was the challenges?
Oh, it was hell. I had friends who laughed at me because I could not read and write. Going to Sunday school was a burden for me because I know I was going to be asked to read, I was going to be asked to write. How do I do my assignment if I cannot read and write? So now this is not all about education. Like, this is not all about going to school. It's all about educating yourself to read and write, right? So that was a burden to me because I can communicate to my friends when it comes to reading and writing. I was blank out, but the courage was there. So all I want from every individual out there is to develop the same courage, the courage to believe that you have all it takes to learn how to read and write.
And today you are not just
I'm not just someone who knows how to read and write.
He's an author of books.
Yes, and
he's a well of wisdom. Anyway, I don't need to explain it to your viewers. They know you already. So let me not go ahead explaining it to your viewers.
That alone was much for me. Some of these people who were laughing at me there, some of them have been through my writing academy. Some of the people who were laughing at me that I could not read and write, they have literally all the copies of my published books. The same people that mocked me when I could not read and write are the same people patronizing my business. So one thing I will tell you is that the people who are laughing at you don't really love you, because if they love you, they want you to learn and become. Your job is to decide that I'm not going to stay back. You see, the vision of Light Africa is to transform every life. Yeah, so I have a question for you. How do you think the youth of Nigeria currently now can be transformed when it comes to mental development? Because comrade, the youth we have today,
The quest to transform the youth, it's a very big job. In fact, I would say it's the largest job for any government to do.
Yes.
If the youth are transformed, then
The nation
the
is
nation will be transformed.
and the continent at large.
At large, Nigeria holds in power the entire Africa, and in number we have so much of course, Africa comprises of youths who are working and all the rest, doing their best. Good number of Africans are all youth and all, but within Nigeria here, same thing and all. But this is what I feel that we should do. I think the government, there should be a synergy between the government and certain NGOs, to work together to help the
grassroots, the local government chairman.
Yes. Now, typically in Nigeria here, we don't have vocational institutes. The ones we have are not functioning. Sorry, I use the word we don't have because they are not functioning. We don't have. If something is there
and it's not working,
it just looks like it's not there. You understand? So I feel it's not functioning, and they need to go back and get these systems working. The list of things we use in Nigeria is not produced in Nigeria, and most of these minerals are within our dear nation. Most of the components of the things we use.
I think Nigeria have everything. Africa has everything we need.
But we are not exploiting the human resources we have. Now, we are exploiting the raw resources for exploitation, but we've not yet tapped into the human resources we have within the African region. And the moment Nigeria can come to term to begin to tap
the realization, this is what we have, and how to manage it.
I'm telling you,
it's not all about having, it's managing, because we have it already. The realization, in fact, we know we have. What we are lacking is the management of it.
Thank you. So if we have that up and doing, if the government can work with certain NGOs, begin to set these vocational institutes to be on board, and then create system for grants. You have a business, you want to start up a business, you can't walk up to bank without having your father's late grandfather, dead grandfather, and all the verifications you need to go through. And after that, they will ask you how many property do you have to liquidate into their.
What is your tax revenue?
What is your tax revenue? What do you have in
a person that needs money to start a business?
Somebody starting a business who just graduated from a school, and he wants to venture into becoming an entrepreneur. You are asking that person for a property worth 50 million in exchange for a capital size to invest in the business. Now we need
that is illusion.
There need to be a balance. There needs to be a balance. Whilst you're teaching people out of school, create a bank where funding can come in. It's not like Nigerians are not talented. It's not like Nigerians are not industrious. We are, but we don't have access to certain level of funding.
Information.
And of course, it is a way with we trying to boycott certain processes. I mean, somebody who is qualified for something should be given that thing. Like, if you ask, they will say these fundings are available. Yes, if you check, the fund is available, but you need to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody to get the fund. And most of the money then sits on the hands of people who don't know how to run things.
So I think you're going to educate the entire youth on how they can.
The entire system needs to be worked on.
Oh, wow.
The entire system needs to be worked on. All right, Mr. Light Africa, that's by the way. Let me also ask you something.
I hope this is not hard.
It's not, of course,
a calm person.
I'm a calm person. All right. I look at the landscape of Africa. I look at Nigeria. I look at our culture of reading. I look at our culture of studying and all. You are an author of a book. You are an author of a book. What job are you doing to actually ensure that the entire youth within Africa, far beyond Nigeria, they are able to imbibe the habit, a reading culture? Let me ask, a reading culture.
Oh, I also heard someone say something. He learned from Jonathan Issa that said, when you want to start reading, don't start reading the entire book. Start from a page of a book. You see, you must develop. I think this has worked for me. Okay, and it has worked for many of my students. So much of my students have testify about this attitude. That's what we call in my book, you have all it takes. I wrote about the reward system. Okay, you have to ensure that reading is fun. If reading is not fun, it becomes difficult for you to achieve your goals.
Wow.
People think reading is difficult because they don't know the technique behind reading. Medicine is difficult until you go to school and spend 6 years and your brain is unlocked. to become a medical. You know, when you get information, you get transformation. Information is an exchange. Okay, once information comes in, transformation automatically comes in. Once there's light, there cannot be darkness at the same time. So when there's no information, there cannot be transformation.
There's something you just said now that captured my mind, and I want you to explain how is reading fun? Because
Okay, reading,
I don't understand what you're saying.
reading is fun when you practice the reward system. For example, if I read a chapter of a book, I'm going to swim. I'm going to take myself out to eat something good. You know what you love. If I take myself out, I'm going to buy pizza. I'm going to buy myself this, that. Okay, I promise myself if I publish my first book, I'm going to buy myself a phone, which I did. And it becomes a problem if you don't achieve that goal, or if you achieve that goal, you fail to do that thing you said. For example, if you promise that you're going to buy yourself a phone when you read a book and you didn't buy yourself a phone, next time when you promise yourself that, oh, I want to read a book, your system cannot believe in you, because your reward system
Alright.
you are not doing what you say.
Telling me now is
Do
all the
what you
books
say.
I've been reading that I've not promised myself anything.
You already have the appetite for reading.
Alright.
We are talking of people who have not read, who want to start reading. They have to start from somewhere. Okay, promise yourself something, practice the reward system. I'm going to buy myself a phone. I'm going to buy myself as little. So it must not be much. Okay, or if I read this, I'm going to watch a movie. Okay, you can do what you love. Okay, start from what you love until reading becomes it starts from a habit. Okay, until it becomes a culture. When reading becomes a culture, nobody needs to tell you to read. When you know the importance of reading, you read whether you like it or not. So you practice the reward system until the reward system now makes you to read even without the reward system.
Perfect.
So I believe if everyone in Africa can bring this into realization that we need, reading, we need information to be transferred, like I said before, and every one of us need to learn how to read. Okay, and our job, my job as the CEO of Light Africa is to ensure that everyone out there learns how to read and write. So if you're watching this video, don't know how to read and write, you can reach out to us. It doesn't matter the country you are. Yes, we reach out to everyone in Nigeria, in Africa, whatever nation you are. This is not just in Africa. When Africa is transformed, the world is transformed.
For those of you in diaspora, wherever you are, you can reach out to Light Africa.
Thank you so much for connecting. It's an honor having you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have many questions to ask, but I think we should just end it today. But don't forget, I will beat you in the next fight.
There's no problem.